This narration is for educational purposes only. It is not buy or sell recommendations.
Good afternoon, fellow ES traders. So the narration of the ESZ4 for 12/10/24. Start with the candlestick chart. So this was Friday's trading day. These are daily candles. So I have two different volume profiles. One from Friday to give me the naked volume point of control, and the second one gives a micro composite, so it's compiling these 3 days the volume profile to give the VPOC, which just so happens to be the same number, 6098.25. So looking at Friday's price action, we gapped up Thursday, so bullish, traded all the way up, making all-time highs, but then closed further down. So you kind of speculate that there's a lot of selling pressure, maybe profit taking, whatever. So going in today's trading day, low inside of range potentially could signal more selling pressure to the downside. But overall, still bullish. We haven't really broken trend. We're making higher lows, higher highs, so trending, we're going up. But that big sell-off Friday definitely changes things a little bit. Now we might have some signals of selling pressure. So we have our volume area low, volume area high, and our VPOC. So we'll look and see what we have in the market open. Like I said, still trending high, still bullish. So longs would be going into this, even with what I was just talking about, but definitely looking to see how behavior is right at the open and who's in control. So here we have Bookmap, 8:30 Central Standard Time, RTH open, and see what happens. Actually, I didn't change these. That should be, yeah, both of these need to go up here. 98.25. This is from today, obviously, and it's just already recalibrated for ETH for tomorrow. So, but we would be looking at potential resistance. Oh yeah, let's look at the stats. So lower inside of range, 98% chance of the IB high or low, just the initial balance high or low, the hour mark of the first hour of the intraday RTH. 93% chance of overnight high, so that was the ETH high I was talking about when I was looking here. Let's see, so I'll probably show it. Well, it goes back to 5, but this might be the high of the ETH as well, I don't know. But those are the things I'd be looking for. Where are we in relationship to those targets? But these are the big ones. We're opening inside of range, so potential balance day. Unless we get a lot of break in structure, which we'll be looking for. What was that? Only 2. So previous value area high or low, 91% chance. which are these lines here, the blue lines. So being that we've opened here, 96, we're what, 4 points away from value area low. So statistically, because we're closer to, that might give an indication that we might touch this first before we go to value area high. Let's see, so that value area. Overnight VPOC, 84% chance. Overnight mid, 84. Previous high or low, 81. Overnight low, 66% chance. IBH, 1.5. So that'd be 1.5 times the difference between the IB high and low when it makes the IB initial balance. So those are the stats there. Alright, let's see what happens. So we get a break below VPOC. So sellers that control it first. And then we break back above. Now if we continue to do this one or two more times, now we're in two-sided trade, balanced. So the strategy there could be to trade the outside edges outside in. So if we go up, create a low volume node above, maybe a target like the overnight high, previous value area high, all-time high. Even these, I put in some high. This red line here is a low volume node, so that would be an outer edge to look for a potential target low volume node. For when it reaches that, it potentially has a statistic of it coming back down. So it'll tag it, and then price potentially could go down. So we go back above. Now here we tag this microcomposite and naked VPOC. So that could potentially be signaling price is too high because it was rejected. Buyers met sellers. Sellers took over and drove the price down. And then we go back underneath, and this could be a potential short, not trade recommendation. Or here, so we got VWAP, VPOC, and mid. Not trade recommendation. And come back and test again. So third opportunity, not trade recommendation. So this was interesting. This delta bubble here is actually smaller than this one. So there is an aggressive buyer that got absorbed by a seller, same price level. Usually it's, you'd see this big absorption, then smaller as the buyers run out of steam, but in this case it was reversed. So, and this is happening quick. This is hard to catch, but more signal for weakness. And you never know. This could be, in hindsight. I go over these videos, and it's all hindsight. But easily curled back up, go test areas up here, come back down, drop below. We have no idea. It's completely random. But being that we didn't break above VPOC again, we've tagged this several times, and it can't break through, that means there's a seller there loading up pretty good. And then we get the break. Now the other option too is to create your little range here. See how we tag multiple times at the 60, 92 level. So you can get a little box. These are very helpful, especially if you see it starting to create. Because what do we do? Break out of this range. So all of these buyers typically are going to have their stop right below. Maybe some got taken out here, but once we break below that, now we have fuel. Whereas price come now that what was support is now resistance. So that certainly is a better potential entry. Not trade recommendation, but to break out of that range, and then price usually does come back and test and then become resistance. Stop above there. But that's a good entry, not trade recommendation. And the target, previous value area high. And now that we're at 930, we have IB low. So you have a couple of trades at IBC, which is the IB continuation, or IBF failure. So we tag it, bounce, break below it. So potential short here if you're going on an IBC, not trade recommendation. Now if it just bounced and then took off, the potential IBF, different trade. But bounce, break below, come back up, did pierce it, so nothing's perfect, but I don't know if this is, no, this isn't correct, I don't know. Probably hasn't updated from, well, it doesn't matter. So we get a bounce. Came close to this naked VPOC. Mark this. It's a pretty good impulsive move off that. Create another little area of support, area of resistance. VPOC migration. Usually this means potential downside continuation. So short here. Not trade recommendation. Or wait, because we know this is resistance too, and price usually has a tendency to come back and check that, so stopped out, re-enter, continuation, not trade recommendation. Then make it back down to here, but Now we're kind of in a two-sided mean reversion trade, which definitely difficult to trade. Come back and check that area from before. Another epoch migration. And this one we kind of tested it and immediately fell back out. Kind of in this little range here. And then you slowly see volume kind of dry up. So that's it for today. See you guys tomorrow.